All right, thank you. So just to start off with, I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I think it's always lots of fun to get to hear from the artists themselves, just talking about their work. So if it's all right with you, I would like to just jump into it and start with that first question that I sent you this morning. Could you give me an introduction to the Son Jarocho tradition, just however you'd like to describe its fundamentals and what makes it special?
Yes, some jarocho comes from Veracruz, Mexico. It's from the Gulf of Mexico, and it's a mix with a lot of cultures because on 17th and 16th century, many ships from Europe and but also from all of the Mediterranean, like Africa, they come slaves
Hmm.
because Portuguese were doing illegal commerce
Right.
with the African population, and they came to Mexico because it was colonized by Spain, but also a lot of people from Europe came to America through Veracruz
Hmm.
because it was the most important port, and it was like the door of the commerce and of the mix and of the in Spanish we say encuentro de mundos,
Mm.
like many cultures
So
met
a mix of the
there.
whole world, right?
And yes, and this music has many influence, like antique,
Mm.
indigenous influence. For example, la guacamaya, it's a kind of bird. So the indigenous people had an important connection with that bird.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of pre-Hispanic stones, archaeology, who has that kind of birds, for example. And we have that song. It's a kind of song,
Mhm.
but song is different than a song
Right.
because song it's a music where you can improvise, you can
Mhm.
invent, you can add, you
Mhm.
can put what are you thinking. You can sing the traditional lyrics, but also you can invent it.
Mhm.
For example, in the border of United States and Mexico in San Diego, Tijuana,
Mm.
I heard the song Quisiera ser guacamaya de esas que no tienen nido para llevarte a pasear a los Estados Unidos. That verse was singing by a immigrant man who were deported
Mhm.
in Tijuana, and he was singing about I would like to be a bird
Mm.
uh, for going to the United States because his family, sons, daughters, and all his parents were
Mhm.
in California, but the police returned that man, and he was very old,
Mhm.
and then he began to play music, this kind of music, the son jarocho. So there is influence from antique cultures,
Mhm.
Hispanic cultures, but also the Europe music came
Mhm.
and mixed, and the Baroque guitar and the Italian antique guitar is like the origin of
Right.
our instruments, like the jarana. It's it's very similar
Mhm.
than the Italian and the Spanish baroque guitars.
Mhm.
They're similar, and also the African root, so it's a mix with a lot of poetry,
Mhm.
and the rhythms are very richness because we have like la bamba,
Mhm.
but we have other kind of rhythms with a lot of afrobeat. Actually recently the Ali Farka son.
Mhm.
His name is Bukes Farkas Farkatur. Bukes Farkatur. He came to Albuquerque.
Mhm.
Ali Farka was the most important guitar player in all of Africa. He was from Mali. He died, but
Mhm.
his son is like 45 years or something like that, and he's touring through the world with African music. And I went
Mhm.
with with a with a student here in the UNM. We went to that concert. At the ending,
Mhm.
I presented my instrument. I played the Leona.
Mhm.
It's a big guitar, and it's very African. It looks like an Afro Mexican guitar.
Sure.
It's like something like bass,
Mhm.
and it's very pa, 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 pa,
A very
pa.
melodic instrument, isn't it?
Yes, but very low and very rhythm.
Mhm.
And I show him, and then all the people were who was there. He they wanted to play, and then they asked me for play, and I was so shy because Bukes Farkatur is the Ali Farka's son.
Right.
Then I began to play La Bamba, but very rude, very traditional bamba, and then Bukes began to singing,
Mm.
and it was the same kind of music, you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know La Bamba, but La Bamba came from Africa.
He was able
You
to
know?
connect with those, yeah, the roots that are common between the two different styles. Yeah.
Yes, yes, because the music travel through the borders,
Mhm.
so it's a language who through all the borders. And now in all the world there are a lot of fandangos. It's the party
Mhm.
where all the community participate. So I am an artist, a composer in Mexico.
Mhm.
I I have been in many projects with movie, theater, or cirque, cirque, Cirque de Soleil.
Oh, right, right. Cirque du Soleil, right.
I they use one song I composed, and other artists ask for compose,
Mhm.
and I participate in the big shows or
Mhm.
in the big productions.
Yeah.
But also I have other side,
Mhm.
who is making community through the music participation.
Mhm.
So that is different than the stage.
Yeah.
It's different than be an artist or famous or touring the world. Is playing with the people, teaching workshops, participatory, but not only for professional. I have been teaching sometimes in Berklee College of Music in Boston
Mhm.
for professional musicians or students who are going to be a professional musicians, or sometimes I teach in the universities through the United States and through Mexico,
Mhm.
but also I teach in some of cultural places
Right.
where there are a lot of people who doesn't have the opportunity
Mhm.
of connect with the music.
Yeah.
For example, like immigrant population, people who never learn music, and I collaborate with many projects, and the object is making community and making we call convivencia is like being together, food, community, people from all cultural origin, kids, but also all people can
All
be there.
ages, right? It sounds like son jarocho is one of the perfect styles to actually create that communal feeling because, like you said, there's so many different kind of musical heritages that intersect with it, and so people who have never listened to the music before, there's a good chance that there's something for them to feel familiar with and really catch on, and then create music based on that. But there's of course going to be new things, and the fact that the style encourages the improvisation, the creation of new things in the moment, the singing of new lyrics, the creation of new of the variations of the rhythmic patterns. It's such a welcoming style. I think it makes sense that it kind of it invites this communal aspect to really be focused on. And I think you can really see it when you're looking through your work with the everything is a collaboration project. Yeah, there's such a wide variety of artists that you can see just on your YouTube channel, that are participating with you in your music, but in very, very unique ways. I think it's very interesting.
Yes, it's very interesting because now the people feels alone and they can feel like a family playing together,
Right. Yeah.
more spiritual.
Yeah. I I think that's really beautiful. I know that you have to leave soon.
Yes, but I want to talk about my workshops or my classes in
Please.
UN.
Yes.
I am teaching and studying a PhD in the Chicano department, and my topic research is about the one song who came from Europe and then came to Veracruz, and then that song traveled through the borders, and now the people in the States, in the United States, plays that song, and there is an example with Santa Cecilia and La Marisol.
Hmm.
It's from LA.
Hmm.
They are a Chicano group, and John Paul John, Led Zeppelin's
Hmm.
guitar
Right.
player, play that song together, and it sounds really good.
Interesting.
And I have been playing with some rock with some Chicano rock star in, especially in California. For example, at the past I played with Zac de la Rocha from Rage Against the Machine.
Hmm.
He's like a rock star,
For
but
sure. Yeah.
he has his own harana, and
Hmm.
he likes to participate in this music. And he invited us, a Son Jarocho group,
Yeah.
for make a concert with him many years ago. And other example is I have a friend here in Albuquerque who is a rock star, from also Matli. He lives in Albuquerque. When he's resting with in touring, when
Hmm.
he rests, he comes to Old Town for
Yeah.
rest, and then he take a plane to Los Angeles
For the plane. Yeah.
through the United States. So many other musicians from the rock or from the jazz eh,
Hmm.
are interested playing this or making collaborations. Another important project is from Arturo O'Farrill. He's from New York.
Hmm.
He's a Latin and a Grammy winner many times, and he direct a big band,
Hmm.
and he played with all the Latin jazz stars,
Hmm.
and then he began to play with the son jarocho musicians,
Hmm.
and he create a production with them, and they got the Grammy last
Hmm.
year, and he's going to come to with Chicano department.
Hmm.
He's coming soon,
Wow.
for make a concert with the UNM jazz band.
Really? Okay.
Collaboration, the jazz band
Hmm.
and Arturo Farril and the students here in the Chicano studies. So every Friday, I we are making classes or make we are making, is it correct, making
Having
workshops, and it's for everybody. It's some of the students can enroll,
right.
official enroll, forget the credits. I have students from Chicano
Hmm.
studies, but also from music department. They are coming to my class,
Right.
but it's an experience class. It's not about making papers.
So we're
It's
doing
not about
tests and things
written.
like that.
It's
Right.
not about staying with the computer, reading and make. No, this is experience. We talk about history, about influence, about music, but we play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you got to play, right? Yeah.
Yes, and many kinds of many different people,
Yeah, I'm sure
also
there are lots of different
from the
backgrounds.
community.
Yeah.
They come because some professors from UNAM comes every Friday because they like to enjoy. So every Friday in the Chicana Studies
Mhm.
department, we have a spaces la casita in Chicana Studies, and we have a workshop every Friday at 12. And we have instrument if somebody
Oh,
wants
cool.
to go there.
Hmm.
So in this concert in November, I will play with a group
Hmm.
some music, but then at the ending, we are going to invite the people from the community who knows. We are going to end
Hmm.
with all the jaraneros, all the people, because here in Albuquerque there are some jaraneros who has been playing for more than 20 years ago.
Right. Yeah. I think that opportunity to just have anyone who can communicate with the music or connect with the music to come join with, I think that's a great opportunity.
Yes, we hope you enjoy.